Greetings! Welcome to the world of Cobblemon, a mod pack that seamlessly brings Pokemon into Minecraft. Today, I want iron, lots of it. So, let's make an iron farm. But before we can do that, we need some villagers. Let's craft a boat and head down this river in search of a village. As I traveled this lazy river, it cuts off before starting a new river on the other side. Luckily, I found a savanna village right here. Something super cool about villages in this mod is that they bring a new type of villager job, the nurse. The nurse sells valuable healing items for Pokemon. You can craft a special type of job block just for them. Nurses can be found in a new structure that appears in villages called the Pokemon Center. They also have this super dope banner that I'm just gonna snag real quick. Inside, you can find the nurse job block, which lets you heal your Pokemon from any ailment. Let's try mining it to pick it up. And I guess I needed Silk Touch since it just dropped iron. Oh well, hopefully the nurse can find a new job soon. If we head up this ladder, there's another room with a chest full of more goodies. And so, that was a Pokemon Center, a unique building in this mod pack. Eventually, we'll be able to make our own healing station so we can get our own nurse back home. Now, I completely forgot that I need leads to pull villagers along in a boat. It would be great if there was a wandering trader around, but I guess I'll just craft my own leads. I remember passing a mangrove swamp on the way here, so hopefully I can find a slime there. Yes, we got some slime balls. It looks like I need some more string. Let's head back to the village. I saw some caves that might spawn some spiders. Unfortunately, the caves weren't big enough to spawn any mobs, so I just mined resources until night fell. Then, I managed to kill a spider for their precious string and found one more string near the iron golem. Don't mess with iron golems. Now I have enough to craft a lead, but just as I began to craft, he appeared. Now that I have more than enough leads, we can abduct some villagers and drag them home. Let's get these villagers safe and get working on a villager breeder. As I was gathering some materials, I did stumble across my first diamond. It sucks though that it's just the one, but I wanted to commemorate the occasion by putting it in an item frame. Villager breeders are pretty simple. You just need a water source to start a small farm and a couple of beds. I want to be able to separate the babies from their parents, so I make a small ravine that the grown-ups can't fall into. Water will push them along, where I can then let them out with some trapdoors once I'm ready for them. Now I was almost ready to put the villagers into their new home, but I forgot that I needed to plant carrots so they can feed themselves. I went back to the village I found, but there were no carrots, so I had to explore to hopefully find a new village. On my adventures, I found some incredible structures. The first was some ruins that had tons of bags full of relic coins. Then there was a special chest in the ruins that contained a Gimmighoul. It's nice to know where to find them if I ever need to capture one. The next structure I found was a tall tower. It also had bags in it, as well as another Gimmighoul chest at the top. The last structure was something completely unexpected. Apparently it's called a mossy oubliette ruin. I'm not sure how to say it. Anyway, In the omelet ruins, there were even more coin bags, some skeleton skulls, and a bunch of traps. I was lucky I used water to make my way down. However, it appears I left before fully exploring this unique structure. Eventually, I did find a new plains village, and they had carrots and potatoes. I raided what I could before taming a horse and heading home with my new friend. As I get home, I want to take this opportunity to ask you to like and subscribe. I'm planning to release more videos soon, and I'd love for you to join me on this adventure. I'd also like you to comment below what you think I should name my new horse. You can also leave nicknames for any of the Pokemon I catch, and I'll be choosing them from you guys in the comments. Now that we're back, let's finish the breeder. The villager breeder is now complete. If we head inside, you can see the villagers live just across the gap. I added a beam across the middle of the house so they don't fall into the gap, only the babies do. And we can get our new villagers from these trapdoors here. Now that we have villagers, let's make the iron farm. To build an iron farm, I'm going to need at least a 20 by 20 block amount of space. Iron golems can spawn within 16 blocks away from villagers and 6 blocks above or below them. So I'll need to make sure to spawn-proof the entire area I build the farm in. Alright, I found this great space right across the river. It's raised up a bit, which should be nice because I think I have a cool idea for a build that could go around the farm once it's done. I'm going to do a bit of terraforming first, but then we'll hop into a time-lapse of the build. Iron farms are also very simple. You need at least 3 villagers, 3 beds, and a zombie. I guess it takes 3 to make a village, since iron golems only spawn if there are at least 3 villagers. The villagers need to be able to sleep regularly, so they each need a bed. After that, we just need to scare them with a zombie so they'll be forced to summon iron golems. Luckily, with this design, we can trap a zombie in a boat so it won't despawn. We just need to put a flower pot between the zombie and the villagers so that they break line of sight and sleep for a second each night. Once all of these pieces are in place, we've got ourselves a working iron farm. What? I had no idea that you could just shift-click a boat and let whatever's in it out without breaking the boat. That's awesome! Something I forgot to mention in my last video is that we can use our Pokédex to scan wild Pokémon. If I stare at this Eevee and hold right-click, it'll scan it and add some info into our Pokédex. We can see that this is a male Eevee and it's level 18. If we open our Pokédex and scroll down, we can see that Eevee is there. There's not much info, but we can see its cute animations and cries. Alrighty, I've been able to do some mining and some building while letting this farm run, and it's working great. If we look at this chest, we can see that we have almost 2 stacks after about 30 minutes. It might not be the most efficient farm, but this is a great farm for the early games since it's so easy to make, and I probably won't need too much iron until the late game. I've also finished building around the farm. Since you can't have spawnable blocks for the farm, I thought it'd be cool to do a build around it. I added some ruined stone columns and took inspiration from Stonehenge, so I think I'll call this place Ironhenge, where I get my iron. Since the sun sets that way, I tried some texturing to give the stones more depth, and eventually we'll get mossy cobblestone and can add more color to the build. For now, I'm super happy with it, and we can move on to this episode's capture quest. After randomizing, we actually got Magikarp. Instead of just walking over to the river to get one, I want to fish for one. To do that, we need a Pokerod. A Pokérod is a special type of fishing rod in Cobblemon. We can use it to reel in Pokemon and have a chance of getting rare Pokemon and special patterns on some of them by fishing this way. To craft one, we need a smithing template, and I know just where to find one. Just past the Plains village we found earlier, there's a beach with what looks like a tiny shipwreck, but it's actually a fishing boat. If we look inside this barrel, we can see there are lots of goodies, like different types of Pokeballs, some relic coins, a fishing rod, and 2 very special items. The first is the smithing template we need to craft a Pokérod, and the second is a map. But we'll save it for the next episode, so be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. With that, we can head home and craft ourselves the Pokérod. As you can see, you can use different Pokeballs to get different looking rods. For this one, I want to use a netball. This thing looks awesome. We now have a fishing rod, but nowhere to fish. So, let's quickly make a small dock that goes right into the river. I love docks in Minecraft. They're easy to make and add a lot of charm, but you can't have a dock without some barrels. Awesome! Now we can finally fish up a Magikarp. It's so cool to see the netball on the end of it too. That's not a Magikarp. Let's have Turtwig defeat this Basculin and we can try again. Good job, Turtwig. Oh, Basculin apparently drops raw salmon. Nice. It also looks like Turtwig is ready to evolve, but we'll save that for next episode too. Let's try again. Haha! We did get a Magikarp. These Pokemon are usually pretty weak and only know Splash, which literally does nothing, so let's try a Tackle. Looks like another one will get it weak. Great! Let's catch it. I want to use a netball here, so I'll just grab one. Aim. Wait for after it jumps, and throw it. Hopefully this works. Yes! We did it! That concludes this episode's Capture Quest. We had quite a few adventures today and have many more in store for next episode. We did get a special map after all. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.